8 o'clock, right on the dot. I'm a stickler for being on time. Well, here I am, Donnie T, doing my first live solo show. Okay, I have to wear my glasses for a little bit so I can see. Actually, this is a national podcast show. However, I say there's no place like home. So let me tell you, I'm a Revere Projects kind of kid. And anybody that lived there when I lived there know what I'm talking about. There was a guy in the projects. His name was Jimmy Doodoo Catanazzo. Whenever he would see me, he had a nickname for me. He would call me the Great Imposter, and he'd laugh. Say, "You're always doing something different, Donnie. You are the best." He always said that to me. Makes me feel good. Also, some of the neighbors I had in the projects, a couple come to mind right now. Phil Golditch, Gary, and his twin sister Gail Golditch. Very, very good friends. All we did all day was play various sports: baseball, football, basketball. We did it all. Now, let's see, where am I at? When I was a kid, TV shows were huge, black and white, but huge. And one of my favorite shows, and some of the teenagers I hung around with, was The Untouchables. The Untouchables rang true. We used to call them cops and wops. And of course, none of us kids wanted to be the cops. So, of course, Italian, if you were Italian where I lived, you fit in real good, like. Let's see, let me see. Please, you got to understand, I have to write this stuff down or I'll never remember it all. And I'll prove to you why after. Okay? Anyway, our idols were the mob guys. We used to watch them with the big diamond pinky ring, the Cadillac car, and the suits with the big top coats. And I said, I want to be like that someday. Little did I know that it's a crazy life, okay? Anybody that was in it knows it. And I knew them, and leave it at that for now. Okay. Well, we all got influenced by these guys. Being broke was pretty common for all of us guys. And I remember this kid coming up to me one time and he says, "Hey, Donnie, I got a great idea. There's a 24-hour gas station. Why don't we go rob it?" I said, "Really?" So back in the day, you didn't want to be thought of as a coward, a chicken, and all that bullshit. So I said to him, I says, "Yeah, okay, let's go." So we go to rob this gas station. And lo and behold, a 24-hour gas station now, it was closed. I said, "Oh, man." And I walked over to the side and I looked up to the sky and I said, "Thank you, Jesus." And it's a moment like that. A lot of guys end up in the can for long periods of time because it was open and they stepped out beyond where they should have. But anyway, that was my first non-hold up. And it went on from there. We were all influenced by that kind of lifestyle, right? Home life was good and bad. Most of my friends didn't get along with their dads, and I was no different. My father and I did not see eye to eye. But I did learn something from him, a great lesson. He taught me that he had a great left hook. And did he ever? I'll never forget it. I still feel my jaw from that day. Yep. And let's see. I hated school. And so what's a kid to do? You hate school. You don't have a job. So I joined the Army with a couple of friends of mine. And that was a lesson in itself. I had a lot to learn. I was only 17 when I joined. And you get pushed around a lot when you're a kid, you know. But a survivor is what I was and what I am still to this day. You know, you put me in a situation, 9 out of 10 times I'm going to survive. It's that 10th time that I worry about, you know. So, okay. Yeah, I went to a place called Germany for 2.5 years. And Germany was different. I hated the Army. I hated everything about it. I didn't like what they gave me to do. They made me a mechanic's helper. I can't change a tire, you know. And they made me a mechanic's helper, so I was in trouble a lot there. And but I did do one thing huge. I learned how to speak German. That's pretty big, I think. Now looking back, you know. All right, let's see. When I came home, I continued taking the wrong road. I could have gone too far. God knows I was close. Life was a hustle. Pool room, horse track, dog track, card room, and an occasional score. I was definitely heading in the wrong direction. I was always a dreamer. But believe it or not, shyness always kept me from my dream of being an actor. It just wasn't the thing to do for kids at my age in my neighborhood. Not that I was suddenly an angel, but it did give me something to pursue other than odd jobs and crime. I got involved with theater. I often attended different acting schools. I was a wreck every time I went on stage. It never goes away. The nerves, they go right through you. And, well, I had maybe one close call. I don't see anybody commenting. I hope the comment is on. That would be nice. Somebody say something to me so I'll know you're there, guys. After many years, my good friend, Johnny Peasy, talked me into doing stand-up comedy on his show. That's the toughest thing ever to do. I was invited to be on a podcast. It was centered around mob life. I did 2 shows on that subject. Then I did one on anxiety and depression. I probably know more about that than I do about acting. Someone said, Donnie, with the lives you lived and the people you've got to know, you should do your own podcast. And here I am. My major problem doing this is technology. Thank God for my son bailing me out from time to time. Now, for instance, I thought people would be commenting right now, and they're not. And that's unnerving. But as long as you're watching the show, and I hope you are, and comment later on my email station, dontempesta@gmail.com. If you ever want to be on the show, and I'll be happy to have you on. If you have any stories you want me to talk about, anything you want me to do, just let me know. That'd be really nice. Okay. I know I needed guests. Been going to Giggles and Saugus for many years, actually. And thank you to Mike Clark. He invites me all the time. The first person I asked was none other than Lenny Clark. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He said yes right away. A project boy from Cambridge. Next on my list, Johnny Peasy, a project boy from East Boston. You should go to Donnie T and Friends and watch him. Don't forget, while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. It's free, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. Last person was on my show was Elaine Gray, somebody I've done many background movie scenes with. Matt Nishi, most people probably know him. Pat McLeod, the Bandit. Carolyn Plummer, the very musically talented Richie Willis. We have upcoming shows. The next hilarious Dave Russo on the 28th of this month. Tony V, Paul D'Angelo, many others have committed. Shows about life, of an autism show coming on, drug addiction, mob stories, the real deal. Ideas for shows and people that you would like to see. Well, every 4 months, I go to Vegas 4 months a year. And right now, I have a movie that I'm doing in Colorado. And I hope you guys can see this. This is my script. And if you think you have memorization skills, you're better than me, because I don't. But can you see these lines? Or whatever, they're here, trust me. And due to the fact that nobody called in, I got to check something out here. You just hang in there with me, guys. If I'm struggling, you got to struggle too. Huh. Oh, now, okay, I'm getting them now. Okay, hi. What did I get here? Hey, Donnie. Hi, that's Dan Decimo. Big G. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. Oh, man, this is a tough thing to do. Well, I'm not going to bore the hell out of you any longer than I just did. My next show is with Dave Russo. He's a very, very funny guy, and I'm sure you will love him. Okay, I can't. This is just not working for me. You know, Jack Walsh. Hi, Donnie. Appreciate that. I mean, I'll stay on here as long as you guys are commenting. You know, my good friend Lenny Clark. I can't say enough good about him. There's a guy that's so popular in this area. I don't need my glasses anymore. Got nothing else to read. He's always been there for me. I have to give him credit for that. A real good man. Johnny Peasy, too, one of my closest friends. They both are close friends of mine, so uh, anybody has any ideas for shows they want to do or see, let me know. Somebody has to have some kind of idea with all the smart people I have for friends. But, all right. So, Jack Walsh, let's see. Man, oh man. Big G. Big G is always there for me. I got to give him credit. Okay. Frank Giabaldi. Do an interview with Bobby Luisi. Been there, done that. It didn't work out for me. Good guy, like Bobby's a good guy. But for some reason, that was a kerfluffle. I think if you know Bobby, you know what I'm talking about. Didn't work out as I would like it to have. I had a good time, to be honest with you. Doing the podcast was fun. That's what gave me the idea to do this. Somebody actually asked me to, Donnie, you should do this. I have so much to say, but when you're sitting here all alone, and Eli, there he is, Donnie, that's me. Yeah, just some people come on later than others, and I already shot my ward. I was hoping I got to talk to people and we could have a conversation, but hey, it wasn't in the cards. What are you going to do? Next time I'll know better. I had to give it a shot, right, guys? Nobody likes a chicken. But you do what you got to do. I'm a survivor. Whatever happens, happens. I'm good with it. Yeah, see, here's one. Just got home. Sorry, buddy, for my tardiness. That's okay, Eli. You're the man. Don't worry about it. Just the fact that you're on here now makes me feel good. You didn't give up on me. You know what it is? I had it on full screen, and I guess full screen cuts out something so that I can't see the actual, the actual comments. What's your favorite Sopranos character? Tony don't count. Tony counts. I'll tell you a guy I met, and he was a pretty good character. Michael Imperioli. I met him in Las Vegas on the, what the hell's the name of it? Jack and Jill went up the hill. Now you know who I'm talking about. Oh, Dice Man. He was on the Dice Man show. He was on there, and James Woods was on. Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun time doing that. Let's see. Big G. Oh, Donnie, get Leonardo DiCaprio on. You know what? I did meet him. You probably know that, and that's why you said it. And he was a good kid. I got to tell you the truth. When I first met Leo, I wasn't too crazy about him. He was like standoffish. He didn't want to really talk to any of the peons, But I got to him. I bought him a bottle of Grey Goose vodka, and that went pretty far. And he thanked me up and down. He says, "Oh, wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it." I says, "And I really appreciate being on a movie set. That's all I ever wanted." And then I did a little bullshit stuff, like I told him about a movie I saw that he was in and how he impressed me and how he reminded me of James Dean and East of Eden and on and on. How did I know that? Was because I looked up his bio before I said anything to him. And that night, him and Scorsese threw a party for us. It was a great time. And somebody asked him what his nationality was. And he says, "Well, I'm 3/4 German and 1/4 Italian, hence the name DiCaprio." So one of the women said, "Oh, do you speak German?" And he says, "Yeah." So they said, "Say something in German." So They said something in German to him, and I interjected, of course, because I could speak German. And he looks at me, he says, "You speak German, man?" I says, "Yeah, why not? You do." So he starts laughing. He says, "Get over here. My mother's here. She's from Germany." So I sat with his mother for like an hour having coffee and conversation. And she was a sweetheart. What a nice lady she was, really. And later on that night, we're all standing around getting pictures taken and stuff. And I says, I'm looking at his mother, and I looked at him and I says, "You know what, Leo? Your mother's a pretty cool lady." And he looks at me and he smiles and he says, "Hey, easy there, big guy." So that was kind of funny. So, yeah, it was something else, really. And Scorsese, I can't say enough good things about him. And why do I need these glasses on? I really don't. With my blue eyes, I should keep them off. So anyway, yeah, Scorsese was pretty cool. He told us stories about when he did Casino and how what's his name? My favorite comedian, Rickles, was breaking everybody's balls. And the electricians were up on the ladders, and he said, "What are you going to listen to this guy for? You don't have to listen to this hockey puck." And it was funny. It was really funny. And I said about how Sharon Stone and what's his name? Joe Pesci. They hated each other, and there was a scene that they were supposed to do. It was a love scene and fighting and everything else. And Scorsese called down to their rooms, and he said, "Okay, turn them loose." And they came to the set, and they hated each other so much they did it in like one take, which is unheard of. You don't do movie shots in one take. You know what? I got to tell you something. I just got a role in Colorado, and I'll be flying out the end of the month. And I'll tell you, I never saw so many lines in my life. Let me see if I can get one page up there just so you can see. I don't know. Can you see it? I know it's, there you go. Can you see that? And there's about 8 of them. And I got to learn all those lines, and I got to do it all in one day. I'm having a nervous breakdown. But they want me to be like a Gandolfini type character. You know, I'm starting to think this maybe typecasting or something. That's what it smells like to me. You know, let me see. I see some comments. Anything new up here? Jack Walsh. Lenny has made every dream I've ever had come true. Jack, my pal, we got something in common. I love that man. He's a wonderful guy, and he cares about everybody. He's not pretentious at all. What a wonderful man. Love him to death. And how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, where are we going here? I know Vito. Joe Ganascoli. Good stories, my friend. Frank Gabaj. How was Joe Pesci as a person? I didn't meet him. He was talking about him. Scorsese was talking about him. I would love to have met Joe Pesci, but no, I didn't meet him. I met, I was a stand-in for Sir Ben Kingsley, and it was quite a time. It was one of my favorite times on set, not having a role. You know, I had my, you don't mind if I have a drink of water, do you guys? Because Donnie T needs a drink of water. I wish I had enough to go around. But this here to me it doesn't get much better than this. Talking to my friends. That's why I was about to say, hey, I've had it. That's why when I brought the picture down a little bit, I could see the comments. Prior to that, when it was on full screen, I couldn't see them. You know, I got to find out if I could do that now. If you guys don't mind, don't leave me. Yeah, see, it's not there now. I got to go back over to here. Now I see all the questions. Yeah, I was getting stressed out. That really bothered me. Not seeing anybody commenting. Yeah. So come on, somebody else, give me a question. Throw something at me. Throw something my way. You know? Who wants to be on my show? I want some people on my show. How about you, Jack Walsh? I'd love to have you come on my show. Let's see. Eli, if you lived a little closer, I would have you on in a heartbeat. Let's see. Frank Gibaldi. Where you at, Frank? I did meet Tony Soprano, though. I did meet him. I met him in Las Vegas. We were doing The Sopranos there. He was at Caesar's Palace. Nice man. And I had a conversation with him, and he was standing there, and he was talking to his co-star, the one that he was doing the peyote with up in his room. And she was beautiful, by the way. And he says to her, he says, got to take my hat off for a second. He says, did you ever see any of my stupid jokes? She says, no, Tony. He says, why'd the monkey fall out of the tree? I don't know. He says, he was dead. So I start laughing my ass off, right? So he knows he's got like an audience with me. And he was funny. He did a couple of things, you know. He pretended to smack the cocktail waitress's ass. He didn't really do it, but oh my God, he was funny, yeah. And I knew somebody that knew him that actually wrote for The Sopranos, but I wouldn't mention his name because the way I was brought up, you don't mention names unless you got the okay. Well, I got the okay after I was done there. You know, he said, Donnie, you could have mentioned my name, not a problem. So he was one of the writers to The Sopranos. It was a fun time. This is real weird when you're sitting in a place all alone and you're talking and you're waiting for somebody to say something and they're not there. If they were sitting across from you, they'd have everything to say. Let's see. Let me see. Got anything else going on, Donnie? New comments. Oh, there it is. Let's see what that says. Donnie, get Leonardo DiCaprio to come on. I wish. He would remember me, though. Guaranteed. Oh, yeah, Donnie. Did you meet any great actresses? Actually, I met, what's her name? The one that, Williams, her last name. I can't think of her first name. Michelle Williams. I met her in two different movies. One was Manchester by the Sea, and the other one was Shutter Island. She was in both of those. You know, Eli, you know, buddy. Technology spins my head. I called my son tonight 7 times in a row. He wouldn't answer the phone. He says, "What, Dad? What?" I said, "Sean, you know I'm desperate when I call you that many times." So he laughed and he told me what I was doing, but I was right where I was supposed to be and didn't know it. You know, yeah. Technology spins my head. It really does. Hey, but you know something? I got to say, at my age, the fact that I'm doing anything, you got to live life. Life is for the living. My father always said that to me on one of the few times that we talked. But life is for the living. So many times we lose people that we love, and we feel as though we can't go on another day. God knows I have lost some very, very close friends and family members. I lost a son, and it doesn't get much worse than that. I have lost a few friends of mine to drugs. Some of my best friends, and that still breaks my heart every day. And my father said, "Donnie, life goes on. You gotta Life is for the living, it's the truth, but it's painful as hell, How do you go from day to day sometimes when you have that kind of burden of loss and that empty feeling you have in your heart when your best friend is gone? Like I lost my best friend this year from COVID. Every day I go to the phone to pick it up and call him, and I can't. He's gone. He used to sing. He was a singer. He used to sing for North Shore a cappella. Vinny Strasher, my best buddy. I loved him more than you can imagine. We were like brothers. We'd fight like brothers, and it would last for a while. Could be months, a year, one time. But the last fight we had was so stupid. They were all stupid when I look back at them. And he came over my house, and he walks in the house and he says, "Hey, Donnie, I wasn't mad at you, I says, "I know, Vin. I was mad at you." And we just both started laughing like little kids, and it was over after that, And that's it. When you have friends, I mean, real friends, I'm not talking about bullshit. One day they like you, next day they don't talk to you anymore. Not those kind of friends. I'm talking about the ones that give you their heart and soul, their honesty, their loyalty. Those are the kind of people I want for friends. Loyal friends. Anybody can say, "Hey, Donnie, I love you. You're a great guy." You walk out the door and somebody comes up to you, "Donnie, you know that guy? He says you're an asshole. You're this, you're that." "Oh, really?" "That's okay. Maybe I am. I don't know. Sometimes I probably am to some people. But if I'm an asshole to you, guaranteed you earned it, because I try to be nice to everybody." Let me see here. Love you, Donnie boy. Got to tend to the newborn. It was good to see you. You can call or text anytime. Be good, pal. Eli, you got it, buddy, and I will. Hi, Eli. Congratulations on the newborn. Thanks, y'all. Be good, Donnie. Keep your smile on, buddy. Talk soon. Donnie Wahlberg, or Mark Wahlberg. I say Donnie. Well, I met Mark. I didn't. It's hard to say when you say you meet somebody in the movie industry. Did you meet them? Did you talk to them? Did you walk by them and wave? If you walk by them and wave, you could get thrown off the set, okay? Well, I was on the set of The Fighter years ago at Songus Arena. And Mark was in the ring, and he just got done fighting and whatever, He needed a little breather. They came in for a little landing. I was leaning on the ropes. And he says, looks at me. There's hundreds of people in the arena. And he looks at me. He says, "You." He said, "He's talking to me." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Weren't you over there yesterday?" I says, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was." And over there yesterday was actually supposed to be Las Vegas. I was watching one of the fights. And I said, "Yeah, that was me." I said, "Well, when I found out you were going to England to fight the championship fight, I flew out there as quick as I could." Well, he laughed his ass off. He said, "Good one, good one." But yeah, so I talked to him like that, But I know people that know him, He's in Vegas, by the way. He moved out there, or he's building a place out there. And obviously, most people know my son lives there. He had a TV show for years, my son. And now he's got a morning radio show. It's a great kid. He worked hard to get where he's at today, So, I don't know. I could talk all day if you guys want to talk anymore. If you just want to say good night. Good night, sleep tight. I won't sing. I'm sorry, guys. But that's about it. So my next show is the 28th with Dave Russo. Dave is a very, very talented kid. Yeah, he was a wrestler in high school, I think. He hockey player. Yeah, he knows all the big guys. He knows all the guys. He's been with everybody. He also he'll going to tell you a story about when he was with Wayne Newton when he tried out for a certain contest and he won it. But he's got plenty to say. Tell your son at Great Donny. Let me see. Oh, tell your son at Great Donny. I don't know what that means. Big G, what's that mean? Tell your son at Great Donny. All right. Yeah, he's got a morning talk show and music. He's always wanted to do that, so there he is. Well, okay, guys, I'm sorry for the briefness of it. I would have gone on and on and on. Donnie Wahlberg or Mark Wahlberg. Oh, tell your son that's a great job. I will do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are the best. You have no idea. I could just do this all day long and chat with people. Everybody has something to say. And every podcast I do is going to be different than the one before. Oh, cheers from Vegas. That's my friend Rick James, the white one. Yeah, real good friend. Freedom. Freedom. That was a nickname I gave him when we were in Vegas. Cheers from Vegas. Yeah, I got a couple of friends of mine in Vegas. I thought for sure they were going to come on and say something. My friend Ralph Meganson and my other friend, oh my God in heaven. Anyway, I'm starting to feel like fucking, excuse my language, Biden right now. So that's what I'm starting to feel right now. I'm loving mine. Freedom. He was a married man, my friend Rick. And he was miserable. And we used to hang in McDonald's out in Vegas. It was in a Walmart. And every day he was like complaining about his wife and this and that. And I says, you know what? I got a new nickname for you. The only name that'll fit you and make you happy. Freedom. So that's his new nickname, Freedom. And he must be loving his. I think he got married again, so he must be divorced. How you doing with that, Rick? Yeah, I met some really, really nice people in Vegas. I miss Vegas. I love it out there. But when I'm out there, I miss here. So, now going out to Colorado is, what's this, Big G? No, Donnie, way smarter person than Joe Biden. You well, I hope so. He oh yeah, he's I made a deal with myself. I wouldn't talk politics, so I'm only going to say as much as I said. There's no politics to talk about. It's not politics anymore. It became something else completely. And sad. It's very sad. I think we're in a very, very tough time in our country. Very tough time, So, what are you up to, Big G? Try to get Mark Wahlberg on. That'd be something, huh? You guys would die if I ever had Mark Wahlberg sitting next to me in there. Going on 6 years married. Oh, show way. No way. Hey, good. Again, congratulations. I'm glad. You know what? The best life is a married life if you get the right one. If you get the wrong one, bella marana, miserable. It can't get worse. Life could not be worse if you're with the wrong wife. I'll tell you that. That I know. But well, just hoping everybody gets the right one. Anybody else on here married, or were you married, or what? Wow, I like this. Big G. Building some and websites and apps, Apple, and talking to Elon Musk. Well, that's because you got it going on, brother. Big G, you got the gift, you have the talent, you have that technology thing that went right by my street, didn't even slow down for the ice cream man. I didn't learn anything. When I was a kid, the biggest technology was a calculator. That's what it was. And I'll never forget when they came out. They cost you a fortune. But boy, oh boy, I never missed a math test after that. I'm lying. I still couldn't do a math test. No, always was told I wasn't worth it. Who told you that? It was me with 7 here. Show Donnie, don't thumb love. Oh, it was me with 7 here. Donnie, don't thumb love. You know what, buddy? If you're happy, I'm happy. You and I always got along well. And I want all my friends to be happy. All of them. I'm not a jealous man. And it's wasted emotion, jealousy. It works on you more than the person you're jealous about. Who knows what goes on in their minds? You know, they're jealous. You're jealous of them because they have material stuff. Material stuff doesn't mean anything in the long run because we all got to turn it in the end. They don't let you take it with them. You know? Looking good, my friend. Much love and respect. Paul Tanzo, my buddy. Everybody must remember Paul Tanzo, huh? Good to see you, my pal. How you doing today? Now, if anybody sees my set behind me, Paul Tanzo created that whole thing. Did a hell of a job. Yes, I love the set. You should. You should. It's a great set. Everybody that sees it loves it. So, how you doing today? Everything good there? I actually did 3 podcasts with Paul Tanzo. 2 of them I won't talk about, but one I will talk about. And that's the one where it was just Paul and I. We talked about anxiety, depression, and, people's struggles in life. We all have them. We all have them. You could say you don't, but you do. We all have them. Doing good. Busy, busy, busy. When you're coming down for barbecue? When do you want me? As soon as I'm done here. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it anyway? Oh, 8:44. I'll probably leave here around 9-ish. Probably around 9-ish. You cooking tonight? Yeah. Paul Tanzo was the one that told me that I should start my own podcast. And lo and behold, here he is. Always open here. I know, really. I come in there sometimes and I don't want to eat. And he makes food and I look and I say, oh, God. Between him and Eddie, they're killing me. Yeah. This is fun. This is fun. When I see people on here that are nice, How, Paul, wasn't that the best thing when you were doing your podcast? But wings, sweet corn tonight. Well, you know where I'm going when I leave here. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going out to Colorado, and I'm leaving towards the end of this month. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not looking forward to it. I know I'll do well at it. Learning the lines is tough because there's so many of them you can't even believe it. You saw them the other night, didn't you, Paul? Yeah, I'm sure you did. I think I showed you. Learning lines is tough. Now, you watch the actors do it on TV and you say, wow, that looks so easy. Yeah, but behind the scenes, when they're learning those lines, oh my God, it's a nightmare. A lot of actors have trouble learning lines. Yeah, so anybody got anything else to say? If you want me to leave, tell me to go. Oh, yeah. Need to come by. Yes, you do. Big G, you need to come by. Dying for you to come over the house. Maybe you could give me some pointers about things that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know, I need all the help I can get. Love eating more than cooking. Paul Tanzo could eat 17 pounds of meat and not put on 1 pound, not 1 pound. And that's after that, he'll eat a whole tiramisu and 14 cannolis, not put on a pound. I'm so jealous of that guy, you have no idea. And I said I wasn't jealous. I take it back. You know, so. Yeah, Big G, you'll have to give me a call this week or something. We'll get together. I think you have my number. Or text me or whatever. Definitely, Donnie. Always going to help out your friends. It's the way it is, pal. It's the way it's supposed to be. I've always held my friends in high esteem. People that know me will tell you that. You know, I like to consider myself solid, honest, and not a bullshitter. However, I can bullshit with the best of them. When I know somebody's trying to get over on me, that's a whole different thing. I think all of my friends feel like that. You know, we're all cautious, you know. Well, let me see. All right, everybody else seems to have fallen asleep. So I'm going to bid everybody adieu. Thank you guys so much. I love you. And thanks for coming on my podcast show here tonight, my first time alone. And let me tell you, it's tough after you say everything you want to say. You know, I have a bunch of people coming up. Paul D'Angelo, Tony V. Many others have committed to shows. We're doing a show on autism, mob stories, the real deal. You know, I need ideas for shows. Well, I shall talk with you guys later. God bless you all. Good night.